today's session is customization versus out of the box. Tailoring your L&D tech to your organization. This is literally a brief overview of who I am. I have a background in business administration and human resources management, so it's more like a BSc and MSc. I graduated from Babcock. I also played that. I call it play because I went there to just understand the concepts of HR, which was quite interesting, from University of Lagos. Along with several certifications, I like to learn. So one of the things you'll find me doing is passive learning, not active learning, because I'm quite versatile. I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. So hardly would you see me dedicating all my attention to one work. I've literally led teams and implemented a lot of policies and processes. I like collaboration, you understand, both with the people I work with and the people that I don't work with. For example, people that I don't work with, as you can see, we're doing something solid with, or I'm doing something solid with Adimola's team today, and this is a testament to my collaborative skills. And one of the interesting facts is that we started this conversation December last year, and here we are today. It feels like yesterday. So if I'm literally not working, if I'm not doing anything serious, I'm playing. I like to play. I enjoy cycling. That's something you find me doing. So literally every Saturday I cycle, but I'm dedicating today to this session, so you wouldn't see me cycling today. I'm hoping I'll be able to catch up with my cycling buddies tomorrow, because I already missed out today to host this wonderful session. And I like cooking. I like to check YouTube for recipes and just play with food. They're always delicious meals, trust me. I end up making delicious meals. And yeah, I like reading passively as well, not actively. And I sleep. I like to sleep. Something that's good to refresh the brain. So the objectives of this session would have a key understanding of the differences between out-of-the-box and customized solutions. We'll explore integration and scalability, and we'll develop implementation plans. So basically, things that ideas or suggestions on which of the following you can choose. Either you want to go for the out-of-the-box or the customized aspect of this. Then at the end of the session, participants will be able to distinguish between the two types of solutions and articulate their unique characteristics. And you also be able to understand and evaluate scalability and integration of potential L&D solutions to ensure you meet your organizational goals. There's no point setting an L&D or selecting an L&D solution if it doesn't meet the set goals and objectives that your company has set out for you. And at the end, also, participants will be able to develop and execute a detailed implementation plan that maximizes effective and efficient use of L&D solutions. So what do I need from you? I need your undivided attention, active listening, eliminate all forms of disruption. You understand? And I don't want anything distracting us. So let me move to my other screen so nothing distracts me as well. Eliminate all forms of disruption and a very engaging atmosphere for all parties involved in this session. First question is, what are out-of-the-box solutions? Like I said, I'll be dividing the session into two, the out-of-the-box solutions and the customized solutions. So out-of-the-box solutions are basically pre-built L&D initiatives. They are technologies that are ready to deploy with minimal configuration. Someone has done the work. All you just need to do is just pick it up from where the person has started or done the work. And now the beauty of this is, recalling from the objectives, you will see that even when you're choosing an out-of-the-box solution, it's what someone has customized. So I'm not saying you should choose a customized solution, but I'm just trying to help us understand the difference between both. So the out-of-the-box solution basically explains solutions that are pre-configured, and they are platforms that are designed for your organization. So you tell someone that I want a solution that does this. I want a platform that does this. I want a technology that suits the needs. I need it to be engaging. So you literally dumped all your needs on the shoulders of the builder. And what the builder does is, or the developer, and what the developer does is, it delivers to you, and you take, excuse me, and you take it up from there. What this leaves you with is just implementation. You are not doing any hard work. You're not doing anything extraordinary. All you just have to do is implement, and you move on with your objectives that you set to achieve with this particular solution. Some of the key features of out-of-the-box solution, as you can see, you have ease of implementation. So excuse me. Ease of implementation, cost effectiveness, comprehensive features, vendor support and updates. Obviously, you can't start this sort of initiative without the support of the person you're reaching out to. So that's basically the developer that is running this program for you or running this platform for you. And it is important that you understand that L&D tech is basically, or they are basically solutions that you deploy to upskill and develop your learning implementation in any given organization. So either you're working in a company, either you're working in a community, as long as they need L&D solutions, it is important that you understand this feature. So now we're moving on to the key features of L&D solutions. So for ease of implementation, basically these solutions are designed for quick deployment. They allow your organizations to get up and running with minimal setup time. So you don't literally have time to waste. All the pressure will be mounted on the developer. What this means is if you have a timeline to meet to deliver this solution, all you need to do is reach out to the developer. Oh, I need this particular solution to be deployed within this time frame. All pressures will be mounted on the developer and not yourself. All you just need to do is, oh, dear management, this is what we're working with, and we are ready to go. Another feature of this is cost effective. Depends on the one you choose to go for. Cost effectiveness is not as expensive as you would expect it to be, because a lot of the things you're trying to achieve, a lot of the features you're trying to achieve are minimal. They're very, very minimal. So when the process or implementation of something is minimal, you can trust that it's not going to be out. The price implication is not going to be out of this world. Understand? So it's going to be not necessarily cheap, but it's going to be affordable. Yeah, it's going to be very affordable. Then you have comprehensive features. When you're working with out-of-the-box solutions, you are working with what you see. It's just like going to a store to buy a shirt. That's what you see. What you see is what you get. You can't go to the store, say you want to buy a shirt now, and start telling the boutique that, oh, this shirt, I want to buy it, but you need to put the pocket here, you need to put the pocket now. It's what you see, you get. So the features of that shirt are exactly what you're going to take home with. So if the feature says, oh, this is the learning solution we're providing for you, this is how it works. You can't start dictating how you want it to be at that point in time. And one other feature of the out-of-the-box solution is that you get a lot of support and updates. So this is literally how they make money. So when they tell you that, oh, there's an update or you need this maintenance fee for this and that, the vendor is always ready to help you. So for example, take the likes of Moodle or Udemy, for example. So Udemy is semi-customized, but it's literally an out-of-the-box learning solution where you just go there, learn what you want. You can't start telling them. So there are options for you to edit what you want to do with that. But at the moment, is what you see there that you're going to work with. So you reach out to probably your account manager. You tell them this is what you're trying to do. What you most likely get from the account manager would be, oh, we're going to talk to our product guys. We're going to talk to our IT guys, and we'll get back to you. You understand? So you get that vendor support regularly, and it's not something you're managing. And scalability. So the scalability aspect is designed to grow with your organization. So as you're moving, it's moving with you. So out-of-the-box solutions are often scalable, and they accommodate an increasing number of users and expanding content. So if you say, can we, today we are dealing with compliance. Can we have something around AML CFT? They'll say, okay, yes, we'll work on that. We'll update it and share with you. We'll work on that, we'll update it and share with you. So those are some of the features of out-of-the-box L&D solutions. So now we're moving on to the advantages of out-of-the-box L&D solution. So as we have advantage, we definitely have the disadvantage. So the advantages are quick deployment. It is easy to deploy. There's no waste of time. You are not working on timeline. You're not working on a pressure timeline. You're going to say, okay, it will be ready by Friday. The person that does the work is the person that is deploying it. So it's very easy to deploy. Lower cost, because your customizable content are limited. It's quite easy and affordable to purchase. It's easy and affordable to use. You have proven reliability because it's been tested and trusted over time. You don't even have a choice, basically. Out of the box content, you don't have a choice. This is what you want. You already know that this is what this particular product is offering. So you don't have any choice now to go with it. Now, as we go on the course of this presentation, you'll see why customizable solutions or customizable tech might be more of advantage than this out of the box. Then Out of the box solutions are user friendly. So the interfaces are user friendly because they themselves, they don't want a situation where you are coming back to tell them, we need this one, or our users cannot do this. So they make it as simple as possible. They eliminate all form of technicality, so you don't come back to be there. And one thing you'll notice is most out of the box solutions, for everything you try to integrate, they will charge you. And so you want to integrate this feature, you want to do this, they'll tell you it's more like, okay, I have done this for you already. Use what we've said or what we sent out. If you have to question or suggest, it means you'll pay. So that's something about out of the box solution. It's user friendly. You are not going to stress over using it, and regulatory compliance. So most out of the box solutions, they consider some compliance features. So they might just tell you, okay, this is our generic NDA. This is what we want to deploy. This is how we want to deploy it. So let's move on with this. You do not even question it. So they have their NDAs, their SLAs, most likely is cases of data exchange. That's literally what you see with out-of-the-box solutions, and it's regulatory compliant. Many of them are regulatory compliant. Some of the suggested out-of-the-box contents. So I know in my company at some point we're using Skillcast. So Skillcast is a compliance platform. For example, Skillcast is a compliance platform. So everything you see there is custom based. Like all you just need to do is plug in and get to work. You don't need to stress about anything. They've done all the back end work. So you're just moving from there. So that's literally an example of an out of the box. Another example is Percipio, Skillsoft Percipio. These are some tools that we've used in the past and they've delivered for us. And as we go on, like I said, we'll understand or tread more territories on these solutions. So now we'll move on to disadvantages of out of the box solution. Your customization is limited. If the interface is blue, everything is blue. You cannot say, oh, company color is black, we need black. You cannot say that. If the company color is purple and the interface is green, you use it like that. You cannot customize it. So we can already begin to see some of the disadvantages of out-of-the-box solutions, and they have flexibility issues. Flexibility issues in the sense that it has a restricted adaptability ratio. So it's what you see is what you get. Yeah, going to see. So I don't know if you're familiar with the case of what I ordered, what I got. So you order a very nice shirt from a vendor. I like to use shirts for my examples in most cases because this is something we can all relate with or relate to. So you order a shirt from a particular vendor, or you see a celebrity wearing a shirt. Because you cannot buy that particular shirt, you now decide to make your own and they don't deliver. What happens? You go back to say, I should have just bought it from the vendor the celebrity bought it from. I should have just used this particular vendor that this celebrity used it for. So it has flexibility issues. You are not your flexibility options are very, very limited, and scalability constraints. You remember in the features we talked about scalability. So scalability constraints would be growth limitations. So if your staff strength, you're getting it right with your company now, and you're moving from say 100 users to 200 users, it is usually what you started up with initially that you might have to finish with. So now you now talk about the churn rate. So you need to take off 50 people, you need to bring in more 50 people. The scalability constraints are there. Unlike, okay, so we are not yet on the customizable part. So let me just limit it to the out of the box constraints. So the scalability constraints are there, and performance issues, you understand? So as your company grows, as the usage grows, you realize that either the platform is hanging, either the what do you call it, the engineer is not reachable. You just have some constraints that will be there. And then again, you look at cost consideration. So for cost considerations, you have hidden costs. So for example, relating it to scalability, you can now tell this engineer or the company that, oh, we've moved from 100 to 150, we need to grow. If your initial pricing point was, say, $1 per user, and you need to move, and you had 100 before, and now you need to move to, or you need to add 50 more people, that's when they will now rip out another contract and tell you that, oh, based on our initial conversation, we were working with 100 people, but now because you need to add 50, is less than the initial cost. They will give you a lot of variables that will affect your decision. And you say, okay, to add more 50 people, we'll start charging $3. And you ask yourself, why is this thing changing? Well, That's literally how we work, and that's what we've been doing with our clients in the past. So cost considerations also affect the use of out-of-the-box solutions. Then you have limited support for advanced features. Obviously, it's not a platform that you're customizing yourself. It's a platform that has been designed by an individual or by a company. You just have to use it like that. And recall when I gave an example of, say, your company color being green, and you saying you want it to be purple. You have some features that you probably not get. So maybe the analytics part of things. Some platforms will just have it download Excel and you now start analyzing it yourself. So you can't start telling an out of the box solution content that, oh, please, we need you to do this. They will tell you that this was not part of our agreement, or this is not what we do. What we'll do is we'll suggest to you how you can download this result, or we'll download the result and share with you. You understand? So it has a limited support for features. So you can, some of these platforms, you probably won't be able to get the user engagement. You won't get user engagement reports. You won't get customization features. You won't get proper analytics. So it's quite dicey. And the last feature here is dependence on the vendor. If anything happens, you always have to reach out to the vendor. If the vendor is not available today, you know you have to wait. You have to wait till the vendor is ready. And imagine if, for example, so I currently work in a highly regulated industry, and say, for example, your regulators are around and you need them to, and you need to make sure that you need a report on a particular training that has been disseminated to the people within this time frame. You cannot speed up your vendor. That's the person that did the platform for you, and say, oh, we need to get this done by so time. Is what they've given you at the beginning, you most likely work with till the end. You cannot say, okay, we need to change the topic of this particular training from customized versus out of the box to customized leading to out of the box. It is what they've given you, you have to. So you depend on the vendor a lot. So the vendor literally calls the shot in a lot of things that you're going to be doing with an out of the box solution. So what out of the box is literally trying to make you understand is, if you don't want to go through stress, if you don't want to do anything, if you are not clear with what you should do, use us. Use this solution. Use this tech to deploy training or to deploy capacity building in your company without having to stress yourself. But the condition is that you will do it as we want it to be done. So you can see that it has its own constraints. And we'll move on to the next one, which is considerations for out of the box L&D solution. So alignment with organizational needs. It is important that whatever out of the box solution you're trying to consider for your organization must align. So if the objective of the organization is to grow customers, you would understand that you tailor content on your learning solutions to customer satisfaction. What if you don't have an out of the box tool that is tailored to customer satisfaction? It means you have to go and look for one. So you have limited options. So it must align with your organizational needs. It must be integratable. You must be able to integrate it with a lot of things you're doing. So like, you need a feature that says analytics, you need a feature that shows user reports, engagement, and like, you would have out of the box solutions that will provide this. But trust me, you will go out of your way to get it done. And like we said earlier, you rely on the vendor for a lot of the implementations. The next one is scalability and future growth. So if you choose to go for an out of the box solution, this is the future you need to look out for. You will find it, but it's probably not going to be cheap. It's probably not going to be easy to find. So it means you just have to keep putting all these features into consideration. Like I said, alignment with organizational needs, integration capabilities, scalability and future growth, then vendor reputation and support. You cannot go and reach out to events. So for example, our organization, we have some vendors that were blacklisted. I'm not going to start mentioning them yet, but we had our reasons for blacklisting them. So you need to look at the reputation of these vendors before you choose to use their platform. The companies they've worked. So most times, or most cases, you see that many of all these companies, they like at the end of or towards the bottom of their platforms or their page, you see people they've worked with. So they're trying to tell you that these are the people that can serve as our referrals for what we do or what we've done. So it is important that you consider the reputation of the vendor. You don't want to go and onboard a vendor that has been involved in an unscrupulous activity or a fraudulent activity. So, like we say, considerations are alignment with organizational needs, integration capabilities, scalability and future growth, then vendor reputation and support. It is very, very important that you consider these things in getting the solution for your out of the box technology. Then examples of out of the box L&D solutions. You have Moodle. Moodle is an open source LMS that is known for its flexibility and ease of use. A lot of e-learning developers will literally know the concept or the context of Moodle, because with Moodle you can just, okay, this is what I want to do. But the only thing is, like we said, that's the advantage, that Moodle will not help you do what you want to do. They already have their set standard, their set template, so you work with that. If you now need to start customizing it, that's when you now need a lot. You need to start buying plugins. So it's either you work with what you're seeing, or you choose to buy plugins or get an engineer that will customize it to your needs. And from this out of the box conversation, you can see how we're beginning to mention customization in this equation. So Moodle also offers a wide range of plugins and integration. So if you are considering an out of the box learning solution, Moodle is something you can look at. Then you have Talent LMS. Talent LMS is a cloud-based LMS designed for simplicity and efficiency. So Talent LMS, they just said, you know what, these are FAQs. These are things people have asked in the past. How can we eliminate the stress of having people to reach out to us? So they've considered all those things and put it on the platform. So if you're going to work with us, this is how we work. Let's not stress ourselves over your features and traits that you want on this platform. This is literally how this platform is. So you either work with it like that or you move on. And another feature is that they provide a rich set of features, including course creation, reporting, and gamification. And gamification, I believe in one of our sessions, one of the previous sessions from OLXD, they talked about gamification at some point. So gamification enables that interest to learn. It gives you that room for reward-based or competitive-based learning. What's the point of learning if you are not going to get rewarded for it? What's the point of learning if it's not competitive? And I mean healthy competition. Things like this charge your brain to want to learn, you understand? So these are something you can consider. And we also have Docebo. So Docebo is a robust LMS with AI features to enhance learning experiences. And I was also going to talk about the difference between LMS and LXP, but that's an entirely different conversation for another day. So Docebo is also known for a user-friendly interface and comprehensive support options. So you can see that in the consideration of an out-of-the-box system learning solution, Docebo is there to help you with deployment. If you need us to do this, you'll pay this. If you need us to do this, you pay this. So imagine a situation whereby you've already told management that this particular learning solution that we want to use at company ABC is $1,000 annually. And at the end of the day, you're now going to meet management that, oh, there's this integration, it offers this, but we need to pay additional $300. Management is going to ask you, are you sure you know what you're doing? You're either paying $1,000 or $1,300. So that's out of the box technology, gives room for inconsistency in requests for money, because you're trying to upskill, you're trying to do something different. And that's when they'll tell you that you need to pay for this feature, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then SAP Litmus. SAP Litmus is an LMS focused on delivering a seamless user experience. It includes features for compliance training, mobile learning, and robust analytics. Most LMS are web-based development. So, because if you have to start expanding the capacity or the features to a mobile application, is an entirely different conversation entirely. The SAP offers mobile learning and robust analytics. Then, in conclusion, for out-of-the-box learning solutions, it offers a practical, cost-effective way to implement robust training programs quickly, provides a range of features that cater to common training needs, supported by a reliable vendor. So look at it, reliable. So when you're looking for out-of-the-box solution, you need to take consideration that this vendor has to be reliable. So conversations you would have at the beginning, because the moment you pay, our contract has started. So if you come to me that you need to do this, you need to do that, it means you're trying to give room for another conversation on payment. So what we are saying you should consider is the vendor must be reliable. Have those conversations at the point of onboarding. What's the customer support? Do we have a customer management person that is assigned to us for when we need reference? So while they may not offer a level of customization that some organizations require, their ease of use, scalability, and affordability makes them an attractive option for many. So you can see that as it has its own disadvantage, it also has its advantage, and you need to know what you're looking out for. You need to know what you're looking out for. It's very, very important. You need to understand what you're looking out for. Are you trying to get an out-of-the-box solution that just caters to what you want at that point in time? Or you're looking for an out-of-the-box solution that caters to a specific need of development within the organization? Whatever it is you choose to go for, tie it to the objectives or to the set standards of the organization. You cannot personify what you want. It's what the organization wants. So if your organization is customer-centric, your organization is product-driven, if your organization is tech-driven, if your organization is people-driven, you need to look for a solution that caters exactly to that particular feature. Then you start your implementation. So for out of the box, before we move into customization, this is literally some of the things or some of the one or two we can talk about for out of the box. Customization. So by definition, these are tailored L&D technologies designed to meet specific needs of your organization. So customizable solutions basically are tailored L&D technologies designed to meet the specific needs of your organization. They are bespoke, as Demola said earlier, they are bespoke training platforms and systems that are specifically developed to address the unique requirements and goals of the organization. Unlike out of the box, like that we discussed in the previous session, these solutions or these systems are built extensively and they are modified to align the specific learning objectives, the culture, operational needs of the organization. Hardly would you see an out-of-the-box solution that gives you the integration for language. You understand? Many would not give you options. So if it's in English, it's in English from the beginning to the end. Because for you to even start getting plugins for language selection, it's an entirely different conversation. So in customized solutions, this is where the e-learning guys come alive. Like this is where their power shows. This is where we give kudos to the e-learning guys. So it is important to know that customizable solutions literally means bespoke, making it tailored to fit what you want. And we'll talk about the key features of customizable solutions. And we have personalization. You can edit it. You can do a lot of things with it. It has an advanced functionality. It is the delivery methods are flexible, comprehensive analytics. So you want user engagement, you want sign in, login, you want hours spent on the platform, you get everything there. The analytics are very, very comprehensive and detailed. The last point here says integration with existing systems. So you can say, oh, compliance, what are we working on today? Oh, finance, what are we working on today? Products, what are we working on today? So I mentioned a lot of these people because those are most of the departments that I know I interact with a lot. You can always customize their content. So if the finance says this is what we're working on, this is the standard we're working on today. Compliance says this is the regulatory requirement for this week or for this month. CBN has changed it. So we leave. So for example, I'm in Nigeria and we have a lot of regulations that change every now and then. With a customizable solution, your learning deployments can adapt. You can adapt, meaning, oh, CBN released something on Friday. Before Monday, we must have had something that will use to upskill people's knowledge before they resume on Monday or before, say, Wednesday or whenever it is we choose to deploy these things. Integration with any system. So now let me reference Moodle. So Moodle is something, it's a platform a lot of dev guys work on or they build their LMS on. So the upgradable feature of Moodle is that you can customize it to your taste by integrating a lot of plugins. So these plugins will help you have different themes, different features or different functions. You can integrate it with any given standard that you want to adapt to with your organization. So that's literally an example of something that you can customize to suit your narrative. So these are some of the features of a customized L&D solution. Like I said, personalization, advanced functionality, flexibility delivery method, comprehensive analytics, and integration with systems, with existing systems. So some of the challenges for customized L&D solutions, you have higher initial cost, longer development time, ongoing maintenance and support, and complexity of implementation. What does this mean? So, for example, if you need to hire a company that will build your learning solutions, they'll charge you in millions. Nobody's going to build your learning solution for you cheap. They'll charge you in millions, and when they charge you, you have to scratch your head. Where do I start from? So it's a sacrifice you have to make. What do you get in return? You get to choose. You get to do this at any point in time. You get a designated or an assigned dev person. So one thing I always advise organizations to do is when setting up your L&D team, there are some key roles that are very essential you should have. So this is like a free tip for this session. So setting up your L&D team, you must have your e-learning developers for a company that cares about learning. So your e-learning developers will help you develop your content at any given time. So they are the ones that will mount, the pressure will be mounted on them. You need your analysts, like your data analysts, these are the people that will help you analyze reports. So even if you have a customized solution and it provides you with analytics, you need someone to analyze for that. So this is the report gotten from our inbuilt LMS. We will need to analyze it. So they now start visualizing it with Power BI and the likes, you understand? So you need to have a coordinator. So the coordinator literally coordinates, as the word goes, coordinate the affairs of learning within the company. But like I said, the very most, in no particular order, you need to have your e-learning developers for companies that are interested in building customized solutions. You need to have your data analyst. You need to have your coordinator. So it's more like a blend of the soft skill and a blend of the technical skill in carrying out your L&D function. And so like again, some of the challenges we're seeing here, we have ongoing maintenance and support. So sometimes the server might be down. You need to work with the IT team to get it back up. You need to give people input. So you receive a lot of mails from users. So this time you are dealing with a lot of users at that point in time, because rather than you sending holistic reports to the vendor that is working on your solutions for you, you have a designated team member or a designated person that are communicating with. So you get a lot of mails like, oh, I cannot log in. I logged in, but it's not showing this. You understand? So as you're getting these complaints, you're actively working on resolving everything that they're complaining. So now we have the considerations for implementing customized L&D solutions. Assess organizational needs. Like I said earlier, you cannot set up or you cannot choose or leverage on a solution to adopt without knowing or understanding what the organization needs. That's the first point of deployment. So I'm pretty sure we're familiar with the RD model, analyze, develop, design. So the first thing you need to do, what are our organization needs? If it's not something of high priority, if it's not something that is bogus, if it's not big, say, okay, let's go for out of the box. We just need to start sending what we need. We need to create what we need and send it to developers to develop for us. But if it's something that you would need to tailor, has a lot of tweaks here and there, obviously you go for the customized L&D solution. Budget and resources. By budget, you mean the financial implication. You need to have solid money on ground, because you need to buy a lot of plugins. So you need plugins for analytics, you need plugins so analytics could range from, like I said earlier, user interaction, hours spent on the platform, like that, and so many more. And resources will be the manpower. So resources, like I said, will be the e-learning developers. Do not play with them. They can choose to do and undo. So if you have an L&D team and you have e-learning developers on your team, please, when you get to work on Monday or if you're working weekends, just call them and give them a big hug, because trust me, they are going through a lot. So you might be on the disseminating end, like the instructional end, saying this is what we want. But what those people do that makes you see the end result, trust me, it's not easy. And I also want to give a shout out to one of my e-learning developers, because he was one that helped me design this particular presentation. And you have vendor selection. So your vendor selection is very, very key. What you're building from scratch. Who are you working with? What platform are you trying to integrate with? So we talked about integrations on the out of the box that is not so enabled. Therefore, customized platform, you have a lot of integration. So for example, On our platform at Kuda, we have a lot of integrations. We have integrations with 5 minutes, we have integrations with Udemy, we have integration with name it, you understand? And these integrations are literally what makes learning easy. So when you hear about the learning tech from the academy at Kuda, you know that, okay, this is what we are using. This is what our members of staff are exposed to. And some of the testaments we've had is the fact that people enjoy learning. That's something customized learning solution can do. It's very flexible. You can say, oh, people don't like this particular feature. You take it out. People need this particular feature. You do your research and integrate it to your platform. So you can have an array of vendors that you want to integrate to your platform. All you just need is their API. So once the API can integrate to your platform, you're good to go. And recently, we even integrated with some digital badge verification partners. And once you take a course, it will be once we at least at the back end, once we verify that you've taken this course, you met the necessary steps needed to carry out this particular skills, you get a badge. So you can integrate, but with an out-of-the-box solution, you probably won't get such feature. User involvement. User involvement means a lot of people have hand in the stew. But this time, they are not spoiling the stew. You know, they say too many hands in the soup spoils the soup. But this particular time, they are not spoiling the soup. User involvement literally gives room for you to change or develop or update a particular feature. So if people say they do not like the position of this thing, can we have it move to the left? Obviously, we move it to the left because that's what they want. You understand? So they are fully involved and you can customize content. So one funny thing we do at our businesses, obviously, we have a consent form that we've shared with members of staff. So we get to use names. So for example, if I was a member of OLXD, we can have a case study that says, say for maybe the original document says Tony George takes a statement from the table and publishes it. We can customize it to change to Adeyemi takes or Toby takes a statement from the table. You understand? So a lot of things are brought to life with a customized L&D solution. And it's scalable and future-proofing in a sense that you can always adapt to different things. With an customized L&D solution, your users can go from 1,000 to 1,005. All you just need to do is just trigger something. You just keep triggering something and you're changing the particular process. So the processes change in real time. You don't necessarily have to wait for someone. You don't have to, you eliminate a lot of extra cost for wanting to implement something. Because the moment you decide to go for a customized solution based on your research, you can say, these are the features I'm looking out for, and start documenting it. You have a document file. This is what we need to do. So another thing I advise my team is, when we roll out something, the next thing we'll call it. So if we are including a feature that people have complained about, we call it, and there's an update on the platform. So once we tell people there's an update on the platform, it gives this sense of belonging that, okay, our voices are valid, our voices are heard, so we can change what we are seeing, we can adapt to what the people want. So some of the advantages of customized L&D solutions, like I will probably have to add it to this organizational goals. Very easy to align with organizational goals. And you have enhanced engagement and retention because it's very flexible and it's highly gamified. You can integrate a lot of things to it. So you can personalize content for interactive features and increase your learner engagement. So for example, if it's a competitive one or a gamified one, this particular month, you have the ratio, the scorecard saying Ademola was the top learner for this month. You want to beat that. And everybody is saying that this particular person is growing on the ladder of learning engagement. So you're moving up on that ladder. So it kind of gives room for this engagement, and it can only be achieved with a customized platform. You have so scalability and flexibility. It is in all features, either in out of the box or the customized content. Competitive advantage. So for competitive advantage, you have a unique training program. So if you want to focus on customer or soft skills, let me now use skills, not department. You want to focus on soft skills, you have a lot of soft skills that you can choose to tailor for people to get. So you can say fundamentals of emotional intelligence. You can tweak it to limited to fundamentals. You now say master class in emotional intelligence. You want to say working with teams, teamwork and collaboration, effective communication. You can tweak it to any level. So you give people the options to choose from beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Then they choose whatever. But most out of the box solution is what they give you, you use. You don't have the choice to be doing or selecting one way or the other. Then you have an improved ROI. If at the beginning of this deployment, you tell management that you need $2,000 to build a custom L&D solution, you can see sometimes a lot of people think ROI is just, oh, we spent 2,000, we've made 3,000 back. No, no, no. Sometimes ROI could be user engagement. ROI could be feedback. You understand? So we customize solutions. The fact that there's a feedback and there's an update, that's an ROI. You can tie that as an ROI. You understand? So there's increased, excuse me, there's increased participation for people that are using the platform. That's an ROI. People are eager to learn. Last week, we got a request from 30 people that are interested in learning. So they like the learning solutions that has gone around. Now we have 50 more people on the platform. That's an ROI. You understand? So it means that the investment that has been put into the customized solution is fetching results. You understand? So because like there's just this misconception that every ROI must be tied to monetary gains. It's not in all cases. Some of them are just things you can observe. Nothing beats engagement, basically. Then, like I said, detailed analytics and reporting do help you measure the effectiveness of training programs. So how people engage a particular platform, how people engage a particular club. So on our LMS, our internal LMS, there's this feature that we have that you rate a course. So if you take a particular course, you rate it and you give a comment. Now, people get to see the ratings on this particular course and say, oh, wow, there's a high rating on this course. Let me choose, or let me even see what the buzz is around for this particular course. Then they go to that. You understand? But unlike some out of the box, it's as the name goes, is what you see. What you see is what you get. You don't have options to play around with it. Then I'll just keep now to move to the conclusion or the concluding part of customized solutions. Customized solutions are powerful ways to align training programs to organizational specific needs and goals. While they require significant investment of time and resources, the benefits of enhanced engagement, scalability, and competitive advantage makes them worthwhile consideration for many organizations to work with. What this basically says is that if you choose to go for a customized learning and development technology for your organization, note, it is not your option, it is for the organization, because a lot of people make a mistake and say, this is what I want. It's not what you want. Look at the objectives of the organization. Look at how it's going to benefit the people that are working in the organization. Look at how you can tie the OKRs of the organization to implementation of learning, and you work with that. And like I said, there are people that would make your customization or your choice of tech, your L&D tech, very seamless and very, very useful. I did e-learning at some point in my career. It was not easy. So I've moved on from that phase of e-learning to just being a learning manager now. And I can tell you for a fact, you cannot deploy a learning solution without the input of an e-learning developer. So it is very important that you have your data analyst, you have your e-learning developers, and your coordinator. So basically, coordinators could be analysts. It's just that person that bridges the gap between the technical aspect of your learning tech and the functional aspect of your learning tech. So this person doesn't necessarily need to have a technical knowledge. It's just a broad knowledge or theoretical perspective of what is expected of them in carrying out L&D solutions within an organization. Ademola, at this point, I'll say I've literally finished my presentation, and we can open the floor for questions if there's anyone.